Hey everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in today's AFK journey video, I'm going to talk about what free-to-play players should go for within the updated season store. Okay, and I'll explain the different users for the different units and whether or not you should save for the episode stone on top as a free-to-play player. Okay, so if you're a spender, you can buy every character and max it out on the very first day of release. Skip all the soul stones, right? Just go for all the top rewards, especially the episode essence, to min-max your damage, okay? But for the free-to-play player, right, it's quite the opposite, because I personally think that free-to-play players should actually skip this, because you guys don't get a lot of yellow stones, and with all the red stones slowly stocking up in your inventory, if you don't get a lot of yellow stones, right, there's no point in you getting this 20 to 25, because you first need to get your EX weapon to 20 to actually use this stone. So this stone gives you a little bit of stats, but I'll say this level 20 to level 25 increase is more for the whales or the higher end players to battle it out in terms of the min-maxing of that very little percentages. So this, as a free-to-play player, I think is relatively skippable because of how much it costs to upgrade your EX weapon, as well as how min-maxy this is. Unless you want to fight on some of the biggest whales out there, I don't think that additional stats from level 20 to level 25 is going to matter too much for most of the free-to-play players out there. So this is very skippable. Now, with regards to the Dream Fragment as well as the Arena Coin, I also don't advise it unless you desperately want to get certain units from the store over here, because this currencies over here, from a free-to-play player's perspective, you get them slowly and eventually on a day-to-day basis. So why spend this precious token over here on these resources which you can get on a day-to-day basis? So obviously for a free-to-play player, also skip. Right, so based on what is on top as a free-to-play player, I'll advise you to skip. Now, moving on to the soul stone side. I'll see comments of people saying, just go for armor, skip everything else. But I'll say it's quite the opposite, because I think out of this character, the only character that is a must skip is Soren, because I don't think Soren actually does anything in the game, right? Soren doesn't have a niche. Soren's not good anywhere, maybe only in Honor Duel, right? But in Honor Duel, you don't even need him to be that strong, so that's why you don't need to develop him. Out of the remaining 3 soulstone characters, right, Ulmus will be the highest priority, because Ulmus is in some of the top tier combos in the game right now for the PvE side as well as the PvP side. Okay, so if we take a look at my current free-to-play team, I'm using Iron, Lily May as well as Damien. So these are some of the more commonly invested characters. And the next upgrade for this team would be to take out Torrent and put in a 3-man, right, with the Mythic Plus tier minimally, because all I need for Ulmus in the team, right, is his Prowling Roots ability. So obviously Ulmus as a tank is decent, and in most cases you actually don't want Ulmus to be on the front line. You want him to actually go into the Way of the Forest state to get this additional energy, so that he can stay on the back line, shield up the front line, and then throw rocks at them to stun them. Right, but Ulmus, minimally you must get him to M+, so that this Prowling Root ability can actually combo with other units with displacement abilities, such as our dear star of all the combo starter, which is Iron over here, such as Tamasia, such as Lumon, such as Galita. Basically any unit that can send the enemies into the air or move them from one location to another one combos really well with Ulmus. So Ulmus, in terms of the pushing meta, is one of the best duo, one of the best combo piece, and definitely worth investing if you want to increase your AFK stage farming for you to get a little bit more resources across time, right? So that's why Ulmus is top tier for the free-to-play players. On top of being good for the PvE side, Ulmus is also good for the arena side for the exact same combo, right? So you can use Iron together with Ulmus for the insta root, and then I don't have the units here, but I don't think anyone is using that, but you can use Iron and Ulmus for the insta root, and then you do a bunch of damage with your AoE characters like Elsa as well as Arden, or maybe just throw in a Lily May, just quickly kill the enemy as they are locked down by that Iron Pool plus Prowling Root stun ability. So for Ulmus's case, yes, this character is not that good for the Dream Realm side, neither is he that good for maybe all the bossing contents, because he's not damage centric. But on the control side of things, Ulmus is one of the best unit right now, one of And in terms of his positioning, I think he might fall off eventually, and he definitely will, maybe after a few months' time. But his position as a combo piece will stay relatively, I'll say, like stable. In a sense, you're not using him to tank, right? So he's not gonna fight with the strongest tank in the future. You're not using him as like the control character because you have better control units out there. But you're using him as the combo pieces to fill in the void for permanently holding your enemies in place, which makes him such a good character even moving forward. So in terms of, I'll say, like meta longevity, I think Ulmus will stay quite a bit. He might not be the strongest in the future, but you probably will be able to find some way to use him as long as you need some sort of control. So that's why Ulmus is probably the top priority for all the free-to-play players. Now, moving towards Alsa's case, Alsa is a character which I think comes in from time to time for different reasons. Right now, you are using Alsa a lot with the Light Bearer Tile together with Tidal Essence to do a whole bunch of damage because she's able to spam her ultimate. You also can use Alsa together with the earlier mentioned Iron Ulmus combo, where Iron pulls everyone together, right? Ulmus gets the Prowling Root, and then you just stun everyone, and Alsa drops the Rock Wall, and then you just burst everyone down with whatever AoE damage you can throw at them. So that's one arena team that you can use with Alsa. And with regards to the Battle Drill Embossing side of things, Alsa is pretty decent, right? In, for example, Battle Drills, as well as Guild Supremacy together with the Light Bearer Tiles. With regards to Dream Realm, I think at where we are right now, even moving forward, I think Alsa is probably going to fall off. But there's one boss that Alsa is actually really strong, right? Which is Olsen over here. Because Alsa's ability basically removes the stack from the Warrior's Pride to give you more damage amp. So this is one boss which I think Alsa will stick around but will eventually fall off for the remaining bosses. So Alsa is a character that definitely have some power level, but she's obviously not like the strongest topmost character that you think of. She's also like a combo piece similar to Ulmus, but I'll say like not like the top tier combo piece that you want to use every match. For AFK stage pushing, if you have Iron, you want to use Ulmus, right? You just want to quickly root everyone, control everyone, and then you stick that control onto the enemy. Whereas for Alsa's case, it can be kind of subjective. But if you want to compare like general versatility, I'll say Alsa actually is a little bit more versatile because you can use Alsa in more game mode. Although, right, if you have other stronger units for the different respective game modes, then Alsa's value falls a little bit. So I'll put Alsa second on the list. Right, she's a good to have, but not a must have. And if you kind of want to get her up, but you don't want to put her on a wish list, you can obviously buy her Soulstone from the store itself. Okay, so that's for Alsa's kit. Okay, with regards to Ludovic, I think Ludovic is really dependent on whether or not you need the healers. In most cases, I think for most free-to-play accounts, you would have really good healers like Smokey, Coco, Mikola, Damien, even Hewin slowly built up. So in most cases, Ludovic is a skippable character, right? Because you have cheaper A-level options, you have cheaper, stronger, more versatile options that are used across different game modes. So Ludovic is skippable. However, right, if you went for the Graveborn side of things and you are severely lacking a Graveborn healer to keep your team sustained going, Ludovic is not a bad investment, right? Not the best, not the most versatile, not the most used, but specifically for this case, if you went for the Graveborn side, he's okay. So with regards to the character that you want to choose, personally for me, I will buy out all of Armor Shard to get him to M+. So right now, I'll just spend it right in front of your eyes, right? We'll buy it because I want to improve my pushing speed for my Iron Ulmus combo. So I want to get him to M+ to minimally, right, unlock the Prowling Root ability, and I'll just keep him there, right? So that's my purpose of buying his shards. So that's from a free-to-play player's perspective. And like I mentioned earlier, if you are already a whale and you can buy out all the units, then just go for the resources on top, because you can spend your money to go for the pulls. But for free-to-play players who are struggling to get multiple pulls, going for the higher tier priority based on your needs will be the way to go with how you spend this resource. Because honestly speaking, this is not going to help your account too much because you're not a whale, you're not going to min-max and fight with the top players anyway. So that's pretty much it for this mini free-to-play guide for the season store. Thank you very much for tuning in. Then I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.